Last time, you guys were going to skip forward a few days, but in the period of about to be prepping for skipping forward for those few days, you realized that you could head south to that other place and check out that whole missing equipment thing, thanks to Good Z's intel figuring out that something is fishy with the situation. Especially in a town that's so close to Al Jalima proper, the capital of the Al Jalima state. So there's no real reason for them to not petition for military assistance in this matter, unless they're hiding something. Dun dun dun!
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
So,
What, petitioning for Al Jalima help, or?
we're going to figure it out.
No, going to figure it out.
They're offering a bounty of $5,000, which probably sounds like a small amount, but
That's a huge amount.
yeah, that's actually really huge for something like this.
So, if they're offering
Magus?
5K for this, what exactly are they expecting?
Well,
Magus,
what?
my red D20 is gone.
Got it. I'll look for it tomorrow sometime, or maybe Saturday. I have no information on straight ice.
Need to make sure I don't have any other dice missing.
So, if you guys want to still check this out, that's fine. If you're going to go with them, Snarg, Erg, and whoever else you want to assign to this, maybe Kethos would be a good idea, are perfectly willing to go and try and start recruiting around Al Jalima.
No, that's fine. It's going to take a couple of days, or not a couple of days, a couple of weeks to get things actually moving for the facilities anyway. So they have time, but yes.
Awesome. Could you do me a favor and never mind?
I won't mind then.
For those of you not familiar with, amongst my viewers, Third actually wrote up this whole document on his idea for his PMC, the Blood Fox. And I just feel like
Found
sharing
it.
it because it's really awesome. Good. It's
Out the bag for some reason.
It's not as awesome as Guido's thing. 'Cause Guido's just much better. But seriously, that is actually really awesome. He's got this whole in-character, overview, organization, ranks, trials, membership, downtime, payment tactics, etc., etc., etc. And then a little bit of an out-of-character thing in order to, for me to work with him on that. I like basically everything I saw. Some of his notes amused me for reasons I cannot say on live on camera. I couldn't tell.
Just
him
that filthy.
So, that being said, okay. What would you guys like to do? Would you like to go ahead and check this thing out, or are you just going to chill for a few days?
I want to go check the thing out.
Yeah, I think we should check out the thing in Al Jalima and figure out what's going on.
Well, this is south, correct? In a different area?
Yeah, I didn't mean Al Jalima. It's wherever the...
Well, the question is, which town is this?
I'm sorry, give me one moment. I'm still coughing up here. Map.
Oh, that's
Awesome map.
Al Zavros.
El Zavros is correct.
Oh, okay. That's not super far away.
And
It's in
you
the mountain
guys-
range, though.
It is in the mountains, literally. You guys have actually been there before. You traveled there from Fort Bleachbones when Fort Bleachbones was wiped out by some kind of Tumarok weapon.
That's the
Tumarok weapon.
expensive town, isn't it?
That is, in fact, the expensive town. It's where the PTC, it's one of their trade hubs for this entire state.
Okay. Well, I suppose... What's the news from the town right now?
Oh.
Nobody's been there.
Oh.
Right.
Need to gather information.
Yeah. I'm not
That's
giving
what I'm
you
asking.
Jack. If you want to roll a 1, then I'll just tell you.
Here. Yeah. Well, that's close to a 1. That's a 13.
Well. Okay.
24.
Sis?
I don't remember which one of my dice was the broken one.
You should roll the broken one.
Pretty sure your died either.
I should change the icon. We're not actually on the ship right now. We're here.
This D20 I got in that magic pack sucks.
Yeah, I don't care for that one either. Its edges are weird.
Why aren't you using the blue ones I bought you?
I just did, and you rolled me a 4.
Clearly, they're mad at you, and the karma from the thing that I told you about is getting worse. What I was rolling a GI. That is a 25. I rolled a 9.
So the three of you reconvene after an hour, because that's how long a GI check takes. Snarg's like, guys, Alzavros is a PTC town.
Well done.
We knew that. Thanks.
Did you get any comic books while you were out?
Oh, let's find out. Where's my dice? I had to hide them because Gina was playing with them. Yes. You found a comic book. It's about this brand new character that's been kind of circling around. It's this whole comic book series. It's brand new. It's like Mega Man. It's this little like golem type creature, but he's fairly humanoid as opposed to a normal golem. He's blue, and he like absorbs people's powers. It's really cool. It's like issue 2 if you want to hold on to
So
it.
I don't understand the fascination with making little boys robots.
I
Or
don't
golems,
know
rather.
either. The 20s know a little bit more. Put simply,
I was a 25.
the 20s know a little bit more. Put simply, what you learn is that Alzavros has actually been used as a munitions depot, and not munitions, excuse me. Munitions is correct, but in addition to munitions, it's been used as a supply depot for the military as a whole. The PTC has been making a fairly large amount of money by renting out pretty much the entire town, which they own, to the Al Jalima military proper in order to use it as a logistic supply base. That's been going on since the beginning of the war, really.
Wait, supply base for who?
Al Jalima.
Ah, okay.
That is my dice collection as of current, Guido.
Nice.
Yeah.
I need a bigger desk for mine.
I'm needing to get a bigger bag.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I suppose it's not that far on foot, since I'm assuming we're not going to take the airship over there.
Unlikely.
Right.
Also, you can teleport.
Well, do we actually have a place to teleport to?
Roll a d20, sis.
It's a 7.
You think you do.
My dice are still broke.
You might have a place to teleport to.
I mean, it's not that far on foot, right?
That's true.
I mean, it's in a mountain range, but I'm sure we can probably, especially since we've been through here before.
Well, there's also, excuse me, there is also a obvious route, a road that goes straight from there to Al Jalima for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So let's just take the road.
I'm assuming I don't get a chance on the teleport roll.
You have also been there. You might be able to translate into the inn if you want, just into one of the rooms in the inn and be like, "Hi." Hope it's not occupied.
I'll take care of him if it is.
Okay. We're good, guys. Guido's
Yeah, that
fully
sounds
evil.
like a bad
We got this.
So our mode of operation is to just teleport into a room, hope nobody's in there. If they are, knock them out.
No, kill him.
Oh, okay.
Remove the rib cage.
Oh, God.
That's
Were you
it's a lot better.
Were you there when people on the stream were like, "Oh my God, how did?"
No,
he-"
I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was during the Q&A that I did last.
Everybody
Okay.
thought it was amazing.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
They're like, oh man, I want to meet this guy who takes out people's rib cages.
So, I just got done rolling all of my d20s, right?
hmm
Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, one of them managed to hit a 20 in the single digits.
A 20, a 10 in the single digit.
No, I mean rolling a 20. I counted the number of times it took me to roll before I got to a 20.
Uh,
I blame Magus for breaking my dice.
I did it on purpose because she's just so overpowered. I had to nerf her some way, so it seemed the most logical way to do so.
we haven't done this in a while, but just in case, is there any indigenous wildlife or whatnot we would have to look out for on our way there?
In this route, no. If you're taking the road, no. If you're taking the mountains, yes, 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 and yes.
All right. Well, no reason to not take the road, so.
Okay. If you insist. So you take the road. Are we decided?
Sounds good to me.
All right. We'll advance forward. We'll say it takes you 6 hours in order to make it. At a decent
I'm assuming
clip.
like we're renting horses or something. We're not just walking.
I actually assumed you were using your carriage, your
Okay.
wagon, rather. I don't like old carriage.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
So you make it there. And you are now in Alzavros. We will now change the graphic here. There we go. Alzavros. There's a couple of light dirigibles nearby. Not airships, making the distinction. Just ships with air in them. There's a difference.
All right. On the way here, I'm going to ask this. All right, remind me what exactly this mission was, because I don't exactly remember the whole thing from last session.
So this was the stolen goods.
Yes.
Right.
Chemicals, cloth, items that can be used to create explosives, all gone missing.
And the PTC is paying $5,000 for the situation to be dealt with, very vaguely. They would also like their goods to be recovered if possible, but the removal of the thefts is the priority. Now, the person who put it out is a local executive who happens to live here in Alzavros. He's got an office down on 15th Street, if you want to go check him out. You could also just go straight to where several of the warehouses you know are, and indeed towards the warehouse area, which is actually a repurposed residential district. Or you can ask around town, or you could stab yourselves. I mean, I'm good with whatever, guys.
I'll stab Z.
Okay, Z,
That,
you have been
know,
stabbed.
Seems appropriate.
Like we
Kidding. And you're muted.
My response to that was I obliterate Guido.
Aw.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, he's a paladin.
I-
He can bubble hearth.
I didn't know you could do that in this setting.
Did we want to tell the person in charge that we are, quote unquote, taking the case?
Well, if we're going to go snooping around the places, probably.
Nah, I'm just going to go snoop around. You guys do what you want.
Well, the benefit of not telling him is if you want to find out what's going on for real, you have a more likely chance of figuring stuff out if they don't know you're here to investigate, if that makes any sense.
Sure. I mean, the downside, though, is if you get caught, then we're just here for the job is...
Yeah. Both are viable, of course.
I would rather go and talk to our guy first, because he may be able to tell us exactly where they went missing, how, etc., etc. Because
Yeah.
right now we don't have a whole lot to go off on.
That's true.
Make us a
Well, it
little more
won't
legit.
hurt me to go around and do some snooping while you guys are doing that.
If you'd like.
How well
But
do you
I-
sneak?
Yeah, what's your sneak? What's your stealth, my dear? Black mage.
Well, if I had my ring that you obliterated, kind of sad about losing that too.
Stealth.
Oh, it's down there. It's better than it used to be. It's a 5.
Whoa.
But I was more planning on using the deception and then.
So you're sneaking around, and then you get approached by armed guards, and then you say, "No, no, I'm supposed to be here." And then you grin really big, and they say,
Go on your way.
I'm not the flaming entity you're looking for.
"Yeah, apparently not."
It's okay. I'm just looking for some explosive materials.
Right.
Okay then.
No chance that this will end badly.
Hey, you guys can do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to judge.
I'm really
Well,
good at...
Z, if you really want to go off on your own, we can't stop you. I don't recommend it. I really think we should legitimize ourselves, but, if
Okay, if you guys really think we should legitimize ourselves, I guess I'm okay.
Snarg.
Okay. Yeah, that's the direction I was heading in anyway. So
Okay.
let's go meet the man.
The man, who was actually a woman, is a lovely, very beautiful, very attractive ogre. And she makes eyes at Guido as he comes in.
Can't say as I blame her. I do have an 18 charisma, so.
I'm actually kidding. She's not at the front desk. That'd be silly. But she's you talk to the receptionist, and there's no issues because there's no human barbarian in the party, and get an appointment with her pretty quickly when they find out you're here to look into the job. And so the ogre woman lets you in. I'm gonna try and do this in character as best as I can, so forgive me. You here to help with the problems? Except I'm a girl and not a guy.
It's okay,
have
it's an
some,
ogre. They all sound the
That's some
same.
throat drops.
I don't have the ability to speak like a woman. Sorry. It's not in my genes. Literally.
I don't know if you want to be taking a job from this person.
See, Z, this is the problem I was talking to you
All right.
about.
Well, Z, you are the face unless you want one of us to speak up.
Z's sulking behind Guido.
Okay.
Guido, you
Okay.
are the face.
Yes.
You wanna...
I
Yeah,
have
so
the
we're-
face. Very
We're here to
well.
look into the job that you posted unless Guido wants to say something.
Excellent. So, I'm assuming you guys are not associated with any... Okay, that's hurt my throat. You're not associated with any military, is that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent. Very well. Let me go ahead and sign this little document here. If y'all would sign here, please. This is a standard contract of adventuring, similar to what the guild used to do back when it was still existed. Haha.
Read the document. Roll deception against document.
That would be forgery.
No, I'm using my previous knowledge of adventuring to tell if it is what it says it is.
We're gonna make that just flat int.
That is a 22.
You're pretty sure that this is totally legit.
Spellcraft.
It's as magical as all contracts are,
And no more?
and no less.
Okay. That was a 30, by the way.
You notice I didn't wait.
Yeah, I know.
It's a 1! It's as magical as...
She isn't lying.
I'll sign it.
Yeah, assuming that we're given the okay, then I will go ahead and sign it if it's for the job that we're doing.
Do I have to sign it, or can they sign it?
Ma'am, are you part of this little excursion of these other adventurers?
I mean, I'm here with them.
I'll go ahead and sign then.
Okay. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
What do you sign?
Hold
Zork.
on. Hold on. I gotta get over there. Wait. No, I have them in my bag now. Never mind. Let me scroll down.
I mean, it doesn't really
I-
matter what she signs for the purposes of the binding. It's just whatever is displayed on
We'll
there.
sign
right?
it, Elicit, whatever the heck, of Dawn Haven.
Okay. So, that sign, she says, okay.
I have a visa to back that up. If anybody ever comes questioning.
Can I see your visa, ma'am?
Sure. Hasn't been used in a while.
I can tell there's actually dust on it.
That's ash.
And it's I was gonna say it's a little singed too. I'm not sure. You might want to be careful when you're around fire elementals in the future. Oh my god!
I'm kidding.
Right.
So she hands over a bit of a small. It's basically a briefing packet, briefing envelope, and she says, "Here you go. Let me know when you have the problem dealt with." And she goes back to her paperwork.
All right. Well,
What
go
does
ahead.
this packet say?
It's not got much information. There have been. Now I got to do this from memory, so forgive me for a moment. There have been thefts of random goods, everything from standard produce towards raw materials, towards industrial goods, for about the last 3 weeks, give or take. It's been escalating in the last week, and it's reached the point now where they're starting to take noticeable losses, and the fact that they haven't caught anyone yet is really suspicious to the PTC involved. Initially, they just assumed it was IGA incompetence, and so the IGA numbers here were tripled, and they still didn't accomplish anything. It's at the point now where there's a lot of political rigmarole going on as to this stuff, because the most prevailing theory, at least amongst the upper echelons of the PTC, is that the PTC themselves, or rather, a member of the PTC, is stealing from the company as a whole. I mean, how else do you explain this, right? That being said, they give you a list of all the places that have been stolen from. There is no, I'll go ahead and tell you now, there is no given area that is more stolen from than any other. It's all across the city.
Okay, so there's no pattern, essentially.
Yeah. And now the type of goods stolen are all pretty consistent. A lot of sundries, a lot of foodstuffs, that kind of a thing. There are quite a few perishables in general that are being taken, along with some basic, what you would call normal provisions. Cloth, lengths of hemp, that kind of thing.
So anything that a street rat would steal to something that an actual saboteur or something might
Yes.
take care of.
Now, if you want, I could go ahead and tell you this, or you could intuit it yourselves, but I'll just say it for viewers' sake. As Snarn just highlighted, it is just as possible that these are just thefts by someone who is trying to make ends meet, or thefts by someone who is trying to specifically sabotage and is also stealing other stuff to cover his or her tracks. Because that's
Okay.
a good strategy for doing that.
Then did they have any evidence of the person's race, type, or how they're actually stealing the stuff, even if they have not seen them?
To date, nothing has produced anything. They have actually left behind magical sentries, which are designed to detect, and when they, return in the morning, those magical sentries are either missing or broken.
So, okay. You said they've tripled the place. Have they not had enough troops to literally consolidate everything and watch it 24/7?
No, they have not. That would take a lot, and this is a whole city, but they do have quite a few troops out and about. In fact, you've seen at least a few dozen just going through the streets as you've been going. Whoops, I just realized something. Where is it?
Okay.
There it is.
2 questions.
Question 1.
What's the ogre's name?
The ogre's name is...
Okay.
Hang on.
Bardock.
I actually did have a name in mind. I actually forgot to give it to
Oh, wait.
you. Here we go.
Oh wait, that was a girl, Bardakina.
Bardakine. Minga of Dune Mall.
Okay.
Second question.
You said the magical sentries were missing or
Broken.
broken. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What would it take to do that?
Ooh, good question.
Well, to missing them, it would take walking over and picking them up.
Well, see, the thing is, that's not actually true, because that would set them off, basically, and have tons of people descend upon them very quickly. One way or another, you need some kind of knowledge of weaving, either to be able to disable them or to be able to disarm them. Some knowledge of engineering might help, but basically wouldn't. Or to put it in different terms, the DC for engineering would be literally 25 higher than the weaving check. And you could also do it if you just had someone, and this is one of the reasons why there's that PTC suspicion, who just knew the specific devices well enough to know the disarm codes and the ability, the tricks, the back doors, so to speak. I know it's such a cliched term, but it's true, in order to work through these things.
True.
So
although
hacking.
Okay.
It's more like how you, if I were to describe this differently, it's more like how you can disarm a claymore if you know what you're doing.
You've got a Decker running around.
Also, they don't know
towards
if it's
enemy.
one person or several people. However,
Well,
if you
Have they
check,
had multiple areas hit in the same night?
if you check the records, you'll notice that in most cases, only one area is hit any given night.
And if there are multiple areas hit, are they within the same area?
Only one area hit per night.
You said if you'll check the records, you will find that most nights there is only one area hit.
I have no idea what
Which
I
would
have
imply-
said because my memory doesn't work that well. But no multiples, none, zeros of children.
I think
So
what he
we're
was trying
looking
to
at
say.
one person that's really skilled or a small team. 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's very unlikely this is a large operation. At least unless they're really playing the long game. But if they aren't, they're being stupid.
Let me ask this: do they have any information on any particular persons or organizations or anything that have had a sudden
they
benefit
have,
after
no.
these?
Sorry, forgive me. They don't have what you're asking for.
Okay.
And if you ask her, she says, "Oh." But if you look at the packet, it does list several suspected groups, including. Here we go. Oh, crap. I didn't write down a name for them. We'll call them the Slavering Reed Sharks. I kind of like that. It's a block. It's one of the blocks that formed out of the undermarket that happens to be in this region, the Al Jalima area and most of the surrounding cities. They are a prime suspect. Even before the undermarket collapsed, they were very skilled in acquisitions. So this kind of thing is not exactly outside their purview. The other big suspect is Alluvian troops, or Alluvian Special Forces. Because the material they're stealing isn't really PTC material, it's Al Jalima military material.
Okay. Possible, although you would think that if it was the Reed Sharks, they would be offloading it somewhere.
True.
So perhaps someone who is skilled in getting information could find out if that has been happening.
Snarg! Go do a GI
I
check.
can't get to my D20. It's stuck.
I want you to say that, but in character.
Look, I can't go get the information. My D20 is stuck. Don't you see this?
What's a D20?
It's this.
You just picked it up. It's not stuck.
I have to rebuild it. Look what you've done.
Oh, you're making a dice tower.
Okay, she automatically fails her GI check, so you know nothing.
It was an 8.
Well-
You
I rolled an 8. The total is 24.
24 is not enough for what I was going to give you.
See?
Yes, you use an action.
This is what happens when you break my dice.
Well, you might want to save an
I
action
haven't rolled
point.
above a 10.
Instead, what I will tell you, though, is that you get a little bit of basic information about the Reed Sharks, about how they've, until recently, they've been primarily hitting trade routes and whatnot, but they basically have stopped visible operations in about the last couple weeks or so, something like that. And that's
So
what you
about
get.
the time this started.
Yeah, give or take. That's what you get from a 20.
Okay.
It's a 24.
Have the Alluvian military been hitting other
You know I have to roll above a 15
outposts similarly to
to get
this?
above a 20 something.
I'm sorry, third what?
Has the Living military been known for sending in agents to do sabotage like this, or is this literally just the first time this has come up?
It has happened mostly on the northern border, where the Zyke state has been having problems with that. It hasn't happened anywhere else that you're aware of.
Okay. The same type of pattern, or is this completely different?
You have heard only the most vaguest of rumors.
Okay.
I'm giving you that without even a GI check, because it's just, talk.
Yeah. News and such.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right. Shoot, I don't remember what time it was. We'll go ahead and say it's about noon on the date of notes. Jaina, where'd you move my notes? Jaina, you're gonna kill me.
We automatically succeed because the GM's not prepared.
Yes, so you get 2 billion experience points,
Yay!
and suddenly wake up and find out that you're in the Matrix.
Well-
If you know what that means, that also means you're covered in goop right now.
It's kind of gross. Anybody want to go take a bath?
Right now.
Okay,
I
here we
Yeah.
go.
goop where I shouldn't have goop.
Ah. Um,
I think I
Okay.
just destroyed him.
There, okay. It is, alright, so it is about noon, April 19th, which I only mentioned because I've been trying to make a better effort of keeping track of the dates for my viewers, so I just added, that there, so you can see it now. I have my own little calendar to help keep track of all this stuff. Anyways, it's about noon. You got the whole day to do whatever.
okay.
Your wagon is already stabled at the local inn. Or at the local stables.
What's the face for?
Z is trying to use her brain to light people on fire. It's not working.
Well, okay. Perhaps maybe we could visit some of these sites that have been hit. See exactly
Pick any warehouse
Yeah.
in the entire
See
I
world.
exactly-
rolled left.
what they're doing. Maybe see if there's
Hey, I
something
rolled above a
that
10. I got 2
the
digits.
PTC has missed.
All right. You find a repurposed old house, 2 stories. Standard local architecture built partially into the rock face due to being basically in the mountain. It's very. My viewers can see it right here, but it's got this kind of cubist shape to it, built out of sandstone, that kind of a thing. And you go in and you roll awareness, actually. But this is an awareness. I've decided to do a slightly different rule for search checks, because search checks are totally such an uncommon thing, which is why I got rid of search as a skill. Anyways, anytime you do a search check, you automatically gain advantage if you're searching, if you're really taking your time on it. So it's basically an awareness roll with advantage when you're doing a search check.
Okay.
Let's see how that
Do we
works.
actually get 2 rolls?
Yeah, it's advantage.
Okay, but you said it was so I didn't want to assume that it was.
Well, mine
But
sticks
thank
with the
goodness,
first roll because
because-
the second one was a 1.
Oh, come
thank
on.
God.
So you're like,
So it's a 35 if it's awareness. It's
Alright.
awareness, right?
yeah.
Oh.
35.
Is
'Cause
this
you broke
versus a
the dice.
magical beast? Gotta ask, because it affects it.
I'm gonna.
That's
guess
just going to
that
be
that's
a dice.
Snarg,
You're going to be
you now
like,
have
what do you want to have for
disadvantage
dinner
on your
tonight,
roll.
sis? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. Am I rolling against a magical beast?
Hey, look, how about this? Just tell me, is this going to come up at any point in time?
Ever. Not on this continent. Inside a city.
There are 2 areas on this continent that may come up. 3, actually, if I think about it.
All right.
You are not in any of them, nor have you ever been.
Okay.
One of them is the Dyers. One of them is Crater.
All right.
The other one is
So-
the Team Rock area.
It's a 40.
Guido?
Okay, so I just want to preface this with thank God for the advantage.
Okay.
The first
My
roll,
second roll was a 1.
the first roll was a 3 on the d20.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and the second was a 19, so I got a 33.
Okay, Snarg, you find that the most common thing took was stuff that was not on the surface. Or to explain myself a little bit
They
better,
rooted through stuff and took stuff from the bottom.
yes. Which the obvious reason to do so, and I'm just saying speculation here, would be to make it harder to notice. Indeed, if the PTC wasn't so anal about
Ridiculous.
yeah, they probably would not have noticed. But military contracts, they kind of want to keep track of all their stuff. Guido, as you're rooting around in this one house, for those of you, my viewers, it's actually like this. This house right here is the one they're in. This one up against the cliffside. As you're rooting around, you find out that. Sis, what was your roll again, real quick?
35.
Wait, Guido, what was yours?
33.
33.
Oh, I'm sorry. Z, you're the one who found out that. My bad. Forgive me. So
Probably from rooting around in stuff.
yeah.
Hey, there's a hole in the Tetris block here.
Yeah, pretty much. Excuse me. So now, Guido, what you end up finding is you discover that even though the guards are very regular with their patrols, and they're doing it right now, and in fact you're stopped and asked what the hell when you go in and you display your papers and like, okay, whatever. But the guards are less lax than you would imagine, and they're actually making their patrols quickly enough that, for all intents and purposes, the window of an area not being covered is, I think I decided 30 seconds. Like, you literally sit there and count. And so if you're stopping
Wow.
at any point in time, there's 30 seconds of something not being in visual range. Some soldier, I should say. And
Are
that
there
leads
any
us...
areas that you can be that they won't have somebody come in visual range?
Well, that leads us to Snarg. Snarg, you discover two things with your 40. The first, I was going to give you the party as a whole if you guys rolled over a 30. Second, I'll give you the bonus one first, though. As you're rooting around, you notice that if one were to Assassin's Creed their way in through the window, I'm just going to describe it that way, and perch in a certain area up in the banisters, if the lighting was not good, it would be very possible with the right stealth skill and equipment to be completely unseen for long periods of time. The thing I was going to give you guys in general is you find footprints that do not belong to the guards. Right over by where Z had found the hole. In fact, Z's over there looking at the area, which in this case is saltpeter. And she's looking through it, and then, Guido...
Do the footprints lead away to...
well, hang on. And then Snarg comes up and he says, hey, there's some footprints here. And he just barely sees them. And Z, you look
Snarg,
down, you don't even
track
see
'em.
them. It's like, they're just, huh? Where's footprints? And so Snarg can track if he would like.
And what kind of footprints are these?
They're
These
footprints.
look like boots. Probably...
Small, little, women's, men's. And when we say women's, men's, are we looking elf man or
These are about elf
ogre
sized.
woman?
I'd say elf-sized.
Heavy or light boots, can I tell?
Well, these have faded quite a bit. So,
Okay.
What was
You
the
can't
most
tell
recent
much.
place hit?
other building over there.
I'm going there. Bye.
Okay, Z leaves. Would you like to try and track these tracks?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Do it to it.
Okay, that's decent. That is a 32.
Okay. Near as you can tell, these tracks come from the spot that I just mentioned, where you can hide, to this spot, and then gone.
Gone like how?
As in, the tracks stop. There's no more
Where
tracks.
exactly are they stopping?
At the goods, where they were. At the
Does
Where
this
spot
did
where
they
vanish
start?
at the goods?
They start in about 10 feet that way, having landed from the spot I mentioned earlier.
And there's no... Okay. So it's literally like somebody used, for example, an escape material right there, and they're
Yeah.
gone.
Pretty much, yeah. It is
Okay.
also possible, on hindsight and reflection, that they may have climbed back up from this spot, because that would just... There would be no tracks for you to check there. That would be on the boxes and whatnot that were there when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Well, if they climbed up, they would have had to have the big boxes with them, right?
That's true.
So is there any? They would have had to probably use some sort of equipment for that. So is there any way to actually hook up equipment for that in the rafters?
Not necessarily. How big is this box that we're talking about?
In this particular case, we'll say it's it's like a. Where's here?
Do we know
this.
what goods were stolen from this warehouse?
Saltpeter? I already mentioned it.
How heavy?
Not that heavy.
How much strength check to be able to climb and carry?
I'd say like a 10 DC.
So pretty small DC, so they don't need equipment.
More than an average person could pull off easily, but for anybody with any class levels, yeah, they'd be fine.
Okay.
If you want, Snarg, and I'll just give this to you, because you don't seem to be thinking of it, you could try to basically emulate this action right now and see how feasible it is to get out with a box. You probably want to cover it with a guard first.
Sure. Sure.
The guard's like, hey!
I mean,
You want to pretend to steal something?
yes.
What?
What? Oh, you're investigating. Okay, I understand. And he stops his patrol and stands here and is watching you.
To make sure you don't
No,
actually
that's
steal something.
that's not how you. You've got to go on your normal patrol route and tell me if you see anything or hear anything.
Oh, right, okay. He goes back to his patrol route.
Yeah. So I mean, if you were just sitting there watching them the whole time, this wouldn't have happened.
So he does his thing, and so you wait,
All right.
and he goes out of sight. So you have 30 seconds as of now.
All right. I'd
Let's
try to
go
do it.
ahead and roll strength first.
Okay. Oh, poop. 10.
10. Oh my god. So you're like, oh god, because you just sprained your ankle or something. I don't know. You're worn out today. But you do manage it, so you
Oh
pick
god,
it
my
up.
back.
Then you roll athletics to get up.
Okay. Is this a jumping or just regular athletics?
This is regular. This is climbing, actually.
Okay. 17.
That is actually enough. Then you roll athletics. This is the jump.
Okay. This is the jump. It's higher. I want you to know I've rolled 3 2s in a row. But if it's jumping, it's in the 20s somewhere. Hang on. 25.
Okay. One last roll. You may choose to do athletics or acrobatics, but basically this is going to determine how you land.
Athletics all the way.
It's going to be louder, but it is possible.
My athletics is double my acrobatics, so I'm assuming that, it's slightly better. 24.
All right, so you land outside with a loud thud. Guards come outside. Hey! Oh, you made it! Congrats! Good job. Can we have the...
Yeah.
Just making sure, sir. We're kind of on edge. It's our pay if this stuff gets stolen. We're the one. It comes out of our paycheck.
Right. Okay. So it is possible for
so hang
somebody
on.
to get out of there, assuming that they were a little bit quieter.
Thanks. That was 24 seconds to do that.
Okay.
'Cause
And if I was a little quieter, I probably could have gotten away with it too.
Oh, easily.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Those damn kids and lowering your acrobatics score.
Yeah. Okay. So that is definitely possible. Are all of the warehouses built in a similar way?
Most of them are built in the... This is a house, I want to stress again. This was a
Okay.
house. But yes, most of the houses have windows, have banisters, have loot, just kind of pile them, and have troops who are... I shouldn't call them troops. Have IGA patrolling them regularly. For reference, the IGA around here have steel gear. That's not that impressive on the scale of things you've encountered, but given the IGA, which is more numbers versus quality, this is probably the best the IGA has to offer in general right here.
I've got steel gear too, so.
You
Okay.
you also have a freaking magma weapon or equivalent.
Now I'm gonna go back and check. Did I make the same type of tracks as that person?
Yes, actually.
Okay, so it literally came down, disappeared near the box, and that was basically it.
Mm-hmm. Now, since you just did that, you can see where the boxes were disturbed and stuff.
Mhm.
But
Right.
what is my sister doing?
Okay.
What
From
are
where
you
I
doing?
landed,
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm so confused. You're also muted.
I'm standing up.
Okay.
She was looking like she was in pain earlier, so
Yeah.
I know what's going on.
Yeah, those two know what's going on.
Anyways, so Guido, while he's doing his little display, is there anything you'd like to add to the investigation?
Yes, actually, there is. Of
Excuse me.
the sentries that are walking patrol,
Mm-hmm.
do they have a rank system?
Sort of. The IGA has a very flat. I keep wanting to call it an order of battle. Help me out. Sergeant,
Hierarchy?
lieutenant.
The ranks.
Yeah, it's flat rank
Command?
system that I don't know the word for. Chain of command. There we go.
Oh.
A very flat chain of command. There's basically only 5 ranks total, and the 99% of all IGA are just rank 1, and they're actually just called rank 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're just called. They just number them.
Okay.
So pretty much everyone here is a 1,
Okay.
and by pretty much I mean everyone here is a 1.
Okay. Of the patrols that are walking past, do any of them seem more talkative?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a what am I going to use lately? Gnome who's been walking around, who is chatting with his buddy, who happens to be a troll. And they're
Okay.
actually right now they're chatting about normal stuff, obviously just trying to pass the time.
Okay.
They're discussing
I'm
the latest Valsen Ball season and how there's this guy named Keldamir who's apparently been doing great lately.
All right. Perfect. So, Snarg, you're doing your thing. I'll be back in a minute.
All
You
right.
guys
I'm
gonna
going-
come find me?
Not
No.
yet.
Yeah.
You're the one who's like, I'm gonna go by myself with absolutely no investigative skills and just check this new place out.
Magus, I have a
So-
half-eaten grape on my desk.
Yes, I know. You know where that comes from.
Yep.
So what's up, Guido?
Okay. So, the gnome and the troll are walking past, talking about Valsenball and Kildamir.
Yeah. And the new arena season, which just started too.
You know, he is one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Really? And both of them just turn to stop and look at you. What do you mean? I mean, have you actually met Keldamir?
Indeed.
Oh my God! What's he like? Is he really tall? I mean, is he? How was he? Did
So-
he practice? Did you see him do any of his moves?
So, remembering the stories that Snarg told me, because I'm sure we've spoken since.
Roll deception.
Not yet.
Yeah, he isn't lying yet.
He did. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He never actually met him.
Yeah, that is true, but I'm still not going to call for a check on that for in-character reasons.
Okay. But
The two guards don't
basically-
care, basically.
Yeah. But basically, between the mental link that
No longer exists.
we would have had, yes, but we did at the time,
That's true.
and Snarg talking about him, and I'm sure we've spoken at campfires, over the course of the months. I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of how to describe him
Yeah.
and his personality and the practice that he was doing.
Go ahead and just roll int to see how well you remember.
Okay.
Kind of a low priority thing, which is why I'm only making you roll it all.
Nice. 23.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You got this. You're like, oh, and then he does this, and he does this cool move where he kind of tosses it into the air and then catches it, and he tosses it and he catches it. It's great stuff.
Yeah. All right. So that's my in with the guards.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Oh,
I'd have given so much.
great.
Did you get an autograph? That would have been great.
I
Did you have an
didn't-
autographed Valsen ball that you didn't get rid of because that would be terrible if you did?
I didn't, but my colleague Snark did.
Oh,
I have an autographed VIP pass
that you still need to start
that he
using.
gave me.
Season's already started. No, you can still
So
use
anyway.
it. I'm just saying you should go. You should go and enjoy the Velson Ball.
Teleport.
Not now,
Dick.
guys. I'm gonna go check out that other building. Okay, they're gone. Yes.
I have 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they're
Okay.
just enthusing at you, Guido. Like, oh, it
Cool.
sounds so cool.
All right. So we're looking into this this theft thing, and
Uh-huh.
I'm having some trouble with something. Can you think of anyone who would have athletic abilities to be able to jump through the window like my colleagues, trying out there, and have some kind of weaving skill to be able to disarm those sentries that had been placed?
No, I can't seem to think of anyone. Although, you ask me, it's the Reds. The other guy immediately pipes up. Don't be stupid. They wouldn't do anything like this. There's no money in it. If you ask me, it's the Bandits. He says, if it's the Bandits, then why haven't they been selling it? You don't know they're not selling it. They might have been selling it somewhere in the area. Well, yeah, of course. But, I mean, if they're going to sell it in the area, we're going to learn about it at some point or another. Why not just rob the whole warehouse? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go rob the whole warehouse and put it all in our pants because we just have hammer space, right? Now, shut up. God, why do you always do this to me? Bob?
Okay.
And then to
The
argue a bit
Reds,
more.
you mean the Reed Sharks?
No, the Reds. I have mentioned
Okay.
them before. They are the one and only pirate group I've ever mentioned.
Oh, those Reds. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, would that be the same Reds that I said we were... Oh, okay.
That's them.
Right. And then the Bandits, I'm assuming they're referring to the Illuvian troops?
No, when they refer to the Bandits, they're probably talking about the Reed Sharks.
Ah, okay. So you don't think it's it's anyone in the Illuvian troops?
Oh, if Illuvians were doing this, we'd walk around the corner one day and there'd be a bomb. All that goods, all that munitions. That's a military strike. This isn't military. And and this is the one time the two agree, because then the gnome pipes in and says, "Yeah, actually, I agree with that." Back from when I was actually in the Adventurers Guild, I did a lot of military stints, a lot of military contracts for the Illuvian military. They don't think about quiet little things like this to poke and prod, even though they maybe should for their tactics. They'll show up and they'll just they brute force everything. It's how they've been winning every battle so far that they've been fighting against us. And by us, I mean, he doesn't actually say us because he's not here, but that's why they've been winning every battle. End sentence.
Okay.
Now tell us more about this Valsen Ball.
So I remember I was successful in, I'll say, quote unquote, learning about it when we were back in show. So I know the rules, as it were.
Roll in.
This is going to end poorly.
Come on, be a one. Be a one.
No, it was a 4 on the dice. So straight in.
Yeah.
Feel my pain.
So it's a 10.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of something I know well enough to do. Okay, so in WoW terms, you start saying, so the first thing that I did was I used my life stone in order to go, and then I died, which of course I lost a level as soon as I died. That was terrible. And so then I had to go, and I had a bunch of teleport stones, so it was okay. I'd already bound them. But when I tried to go red against this guy, he went pink against me and went TPK, and it was terrible.
Okay.
That was Asheron's Call, EverQuest, and Ultima Online, for anybody who caught that.
Hey, red buffs in wow.
I guess that is actually true, but my point stands. So the two of them just kind of look at you like... And then they both got this really weird expression on their face, which is kind of a combination of disgust and envy. And one of them actually goes ahead and... it's clear the gnome is trying not to say anything, but then the troll just says, "You got to meet Keldamir?" Listen, we got to get back on patrol.
I'm not laughing in character. I'm not laughing in character. Sorry.
We got to get back on patrol, and the two of them just kind of wander
no.
off. No, they wander off.
I was walking with them on patrol.
Oh, right, okay. So the two of them basically stop paying attention to you, and they just kind of start looking at each other like, it's just awkward silence.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to the warehouse, and you should talk to Snarg about that autograph. He's very proud of that.
I will. Bastard. Snarg, a few minutes later, a troll approaches you. Did you get an autograph from Keldamir of Automont?
Huh?
Show me the autograph. Show me your autograph.
I don't have it. I gave it to a good friend when he autographed the.
You got rid of the autograph as a simple way to bribe your way into a freaking nightclub?
Yeah. No, he didn't autograph that. He autographed the ticket, right?
No, you had an autographed Belson ball that you gave away in order to get into a nightclub.
Oh, okay. Well, yes then.
He just breaks down crying. Oh,
Wow.
such waste. Such horrible waste. Do you even know Belson ball?
Yeah, I
Roll in.
I'm a dick.
20.
Okay, that's enough to be slightly better. You can at least say something along the lines of, so then I had to hearth, but as soon as I hearthed, I found out that we were under siege by the Dark Elves, and when they started attacking us, I didn't even know what else to do, so I popped my Divine Shield
Camp.
and /camped. And so there's enough of the truth in there that they're just kind of like... They walk off. And about this time, Guido shows up.
Anyway, I was gonna see from where I landed finally what the best route of escape was from here.
Down the mountain.
Down to mountain.
It would be very dangerous and treacherous to do this, so especially carrying something. But you're pretty sure that is traversable. It'd just be hard.
Okay. And it might be a little easier to pick up a track there since there's a bunch of brush and such, I imagine.
That's true.
All right. I'm going to go sniffing around that direction to see if they actually did try to go this way with carrying a bunch of junk.
Track it up.
All right. Track it up. I'm not using that die. No, actually, it's been rolling okay. It's been very bipolar.
1! 1 is an automatic failure.
It's not a 1, but it's not that great. It's 22.
22. Given the amount of time that's passed, I'm going to say you can tell that there has been transit, but that's all you can tell. But that might be enough for you.
Yeah, because, I mean, you don't normally go down here unless you're perhaps running away from a heist.
Yeah,
right?
unless you're like trying to go hunting or something like that. I mean, what kind of human barbarian would do that?
Mm-hmm.
Z, at about this point in time, you show back up because you suddenly find strings coming out of the top of your body, and they drag you back. And Z is suddenly back here, and she says, and then she unmutes herself.
I found stuff! I don't know what I found yet because I haven't got any rolls.
Roll!
17.
Okay, that's plenty. What you have found, my dear, is that while you were away checking the place that was just robbed last night, it's pretty obvious that whoever has been doing this is getting more brazen because they actually stole something right from the top. It was actually a crate full of perishable foodstuffs, mostly vegetables and fruit. The kind of thing that's only going to stay good for a couple days in general, right? And you're not sure how they got out because, according to the troops who were there, they not only saw nothing, but they couldn't find any tracks. That was
I just told them that.
I know, but I'm picturing like the old PC games where they do like in FF14, they do an animation. It's like, here, receive this item. Even though the guy's like 12 feet that way, they just do this. Have this information.
when you're giving information to someone, you have to make a gesture.
Yes. So that's what she learns.
Okay. Well, seeing as I've kind of lost the trail on the mountain, I suppose we'll go back up and. Is there another place like this close by that was hit as well?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 28 in visual range.
Okay. Well, I'd like to check the next one and see if it was hit perhaps in the same manner.
Roll a d20. No modifiers.
All right. It's a 12.
Yes.
Okay. So pretty much the same setup. They had a little perch and they did the whole thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the packet doesn't mention anything about this as the way that they've been getting in.
Nope. It is likely that you're the first people who have actually genuinely investigated. Everything else has just been guards or politics.
All right.
Okay, we're back, guys. Z has decided to change her appearance to be more in keeping with her character. And she's still here, though, and I can prove it. Here, let me say hello, Z. Is there anything you have to say, Z?
I am Z and I am not an elemental.
Oh, I know, Z. I wasn't telling you that you're an elemental. Don't worry. I would never try to intimate something like that, especially since you are clearly an elemental. I mean, Rikarg said you were, so, you know.
Shut up, stupid.
Okay, I'll shut up then. So, big delay on that.
I can't wait to hear what that actually said.
Right, so Snarg, you were in the middle of investigationing.
Right. I kind of forgot what I was doing after all this. Okay, I had just hit a dead end on the mountain trail, and I had gone to another place, and I had figured out that yes, they use the same entry and exit method.
Yes.
Um,
Wait, hang on. Z
and-
has something to say here.
You are the worst GM ever.
Aw, that's very hurtful, Z. I'm sad that you would say that.
well, just to make sure, I was going to check one more place, but if we can figure out exactly how they're getting in, then the chances of catching them are much, much higher next time they strike. The only problem is getting them to strike where we want them. Or knowing where they're going to strike next, which is a little more difficult. Because if they're not going after specific things, it's hard to bait them. Guido, your thoughts?
No, I like the idea of trying to bait them, but yeah, trying to figure out what they would be interested in, considering the variety of items that have been stolen. And Arch, you said there was no pattern, there's no rhyme or reason to
Cat.
the thefts. I mean, like,
Not that you can determine, no.
okay.
Z, what do you think about this situation that's going on right now?
Why don't we go ahead and just kill them all?
That's a good suggestion. What do you guys think?
Well, if we could hear it.
Wait, she's right there. I mean, gosh, why can't you hear her, guys?
She's mumbling.
She is kind of mumbling. That's true.
Just to confirm, was that third place checked out same stuff?
Okay, you want to check out the third place. It looks completely different in terms of the style of the approach. I'm just going to save you all the individual steps and assume you roll successfully.
Okay.
You go in, and there were several magical sentries in this place. There were not in the previous two.
Mm-hmm.
And near as you can tell, there are basically no tracks at all, except around the area where it was stolen. Now,
Okay.
it is possible that they could have done a similar setup and tried to literally climb. It would take some. It would be difficult, but they could literally climb along the beams in the ceiling like this, or rather, like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then drop down, grab the stuff, and get it. But that doesn't explain how they were carrying it, unless they would have something like a back harness or something, and that's just crazy.
kind of a long shot, but I just want to check this just to be thorough. Using my geomancer abilities, can I detect any disturbances or anything of that sort on the ground around the area where they were? Yeah. I realize I only am level 2, but it has reached a point where I can literally detect traps
Yeah, I know.
in the surrounding area and such.
I'm debating how much that applies to what happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that if you also roll weaving, I'll give you something.
I don't have weaving. Can you roll that untrained?
And when it's checking something and not using it, yes.
All right.
At a negative 50. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Actually got decent. 21.
21. Near as you can tell, it is very possible, although you're not sure, that whoever did this one used some kind of magical device to basically erase their presence. Which is why the only time that you caught them was, or you see the tracks, is when they were actually handling the goods they stole. And for reference, the stuff they stole here were self-sealing stem bolts.
Of course. They had to go somewhere.
Yes. They finally ended up here.
Right.
If I may.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So 38 on knowledge engineering
Okay.
to see if I can figure out how the sentries were disabled or disarmed.
Ah, okay. Near as you can tell, it looks like this was a case of the latter rather than the former. Or in other words, rather than the former would have been an expert weaver. There's actually 3 possibilities. I'm sorry. This is not a case of someone who re-wove the devices on the fly. That's good. This is not a case of someone who is skilled enough at weaving to deactivate them. It's also possibly good. This was definitely a case of someone who already knew how these devices worked and therefore knew how to disable them without having weaving at all. Which I'm only giving to you because you got over 35.
Which could be either inside or just someone who knows these models very well.
That's correct.
Based on what we've seen, probably someone who knows these models pretty well.
Very likely. Oh, is this the one I used to use?
That's kind of weird because this reeks of professionalism, but they're stealing
Welcome
stuff
to
that's probably not
Yakutami.
even worth the time for somebody to hire them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Robot Zerial.
Hang on. Hang on. Wait, what? Okay. Wow, this is loading slowly. Still loading. Still loading. Still loading. Okay, I need a local one, like I had
Yes,
last
Snog.
time. Apparently your name is Snog.
Sounds about right.
Okay, screw the text-to-speech. So, Snarg, you're about to ask Z how complicated it would be, a device would have to be in order to erase their tracks. Z is going to roll weaving.
I don't have weaving.
Yep. You also rolled a 3.
Yeah.
So I think
My
I'm...
edge is a 6.
So I'm going to go ahead and have Z say, forgive me for no text-to-speech, guys, I don't have the program I used to. Z is going to say, I think it would take a really advanced item. Like, I mean, we're talking, like, Ricard could have done that.
I think I'm full of shit.
I mean, I think I rolled a 3, and I don't have weaving.
Right.
And then she pauses in the middle of her thing, and she's like, wait, that doesn't sound right. I mean, maybe? I don't know, Snarg. I don't know.
I
Well-
do not have used magical device either.
Nope.
We could just browse J.C. Weaver's catalog to see if they actually sell something like
I have
that,
a lot of
too.
spellcraft. Can I roll that?
Nope. So you pick up a copy of J.C. Weaver's.
Can I read it?
You read it. They're selling this brand new reapplying nail polish.
In blue.
In blue. Only blue. It's the only color they offer.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
But she has no idea. Would anyone else
Okay.
like to roll weaving?
If you can do it untrained in this instance. Probably have no idea.
Can I add my use magic device bonus?
You can add half of it.
Oh, okay. That's better than no bonus at all. 23.
23. Near as you can tell, it would probably take an item pretty much specifically and explicitly designed to do this. But given that all it's doing is basically redistributing the dirt and the dust, probably not all that hard. The catch is it would need to be a different item. Well, okay, there's several catches. It could either be a one-shot use, which would be pretty quick and easy to make, but you'd have to get one each theft. Or it could be a uses per, so many charges, which would require mana crystals, mana shards to recharge. That would get expensive. Or it would have to be one that has so many uses per day, which is much, much harder to make and much more expensive if one were to purchase one. Or it could just be one to use it at will, which would be really, really insane. Like, an Archweaver could pull that off, but that's about it.
Okay. If this was a one use per theft kind of device,
Uh-huh.
what kind of device would we be looking for? I mean,
It could theoretically be anything. It could
Okay.
literally be a pebble that one just flings down at the ground when they land and expends its
Well-
magical energy to do it.
damn, that's not helpful.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe if we could find a collection of items that have been used, as it were, help
Yeah.
track it down. But
Yeah.
We could still go out and check and see if perhaps this is something that is sold or is known in this area, and if they've just happened to have gotten it here. Probably unlikely, but if it's a local person, might.
Okay. I suppose we'll just make that a GI check. I know you love those.
I don't have a bad GI. It's just when I roll a natural 20, it's good. I got a 29.
Okay. Guido, what'd you get?
so on the D4, I rolled a 1. on the D20, I rolled a 1.
Oh, God.
Oh, right.
Guido, while you were out, you saw this brand new comic book series, okay? It's called...
Mega Man?
No, no.
Train Man.
This is really weird. This makes no sense to you. It's about a guy named Link, but it's called Zelda. You're not sure why it's like this. There's some cultural thing. It's from the show.
Episode 3, excuse me, princess.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's full of sarcasm, and Link is a character who's just a chatterbox. He will not shut up. Like, every panel is just him talking.
There's a princess and something about this floating thing that just chatters incessantly. And
Yeah, it's weird. You don't even get it. You hand it to Snark, you're like, what is this? You spent the entire hour reading this comic, trying to make sense of it.
yeah.
I don't get it. Snarg, you find nothing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Z gets to roll too. What do you find, Z?
I find nothing.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
one
pretty
question
sure
I
that was
forgot to ask.
nothing.
Probably. Are these conducted in the day, in the nighttime?
It's still daytime, yeah. It's like 2 in the afternoon now.
I mean, are the raids, the burglaries?
Oh, every single one of them has been nighttime thus far.
Okay. I mean, we know how we can. You know, I'm pretty sure we can just catch them. It's just a matter of finding out where they're going to hit next. I suppose
Are
we
there
could
any
just generally. Go ahead.
Okay. Are there any similarities between the warehouses that are getting hit?
They're all buildings.
Wow.
They all are made of construction materials. They're all a part of the city of Alzavros.
Thanks.
What? Yes? Insert number. 27. Z asks... Hang on, let me type it out. I should probably get rid of my spelling errors so that Z doesn't freak out on me. So Z would like to ask a question.
Are there any buildings that haven't been hit in this area?
Yes, there are 27 buildings that have not been hit in this area.
That have not been hit.
Yes.
Has any building been hit twice?
No.
Okay. Well, still doesn't narrow it down a whole lot, but
And it's not going in any, like...
Snark already asked that. No.
can we narrow it down to warehouses that have? Are they all full? I guess is the question.
Yeah, we'll say of the 27, 5 of them are currently stocked to the gills.
Okay.
And if this was the map, there's one here, 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 and here.
Right. Right. Okay.
Why are the supplies spread out so thin?
Who are you asking this?
There's probably PTC
Well-
guards all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I'll grab one of the passing guards.
Yeah, what's up? Can I do for you?
Why are the supplies spread out so thin across all these warehouses?
What do you mean? I don't understand your question, son. I just guard them with my hair pole arm. I'm pretty good with a pole arm. You want to see? Watch this. Starts doing tricks with it.
See, this is why I had that specific clause in that document. We're not like these guys.
Well, you want to make something of it, son? Come on, bring it on. He puts the weapon down. He says, "Fisticuffs, let's go, let's go. I could use some entertainment, anyways."
It's a gnome.
I could use some entertainment anyways.
I'm sorry, it's more like this.
Come on. I'm not afraid of you, big guy.
Uh-huh.
He starts punching your shins really lightly.
Bring it.
So,
I
first
got
of all,
this. Yeah,
I I just want to point out the amusing visual of a gnome with a pole arm.
I'm very dexterous with it.
And apparently really strong, too.
Oh, yeah. Ah, screw you. I'll go find a better fight elsewhere.
And he wanders off.
All right. Well, I do have an idea, but it would take them breaking into another one of these places and us potentially tracking them afterwards. Which is essentially leaving... I mean, they can erase their tracks, but based on what we discerned, that's basically just what it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it won't actually do anything to them. Correct?
Near as you can tell.
So if we can get some kind of tracking agent on them, and if they hit something else again, then we can perhaps go from there.
Okay.
Because... What?
Sorry, I was just thinking back to the show Empire and the perfumes.
Oh.
Actually, that would work if you had access to them. The problem is, like, everyone could smell that. So they'd know. They'd be like, why do I smell so good? I smell wonderful. This is incredible.
Not suspicious at all.
Not suspicious at all, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to be off camera for just a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I still have my headphones, but
There's also the good old-fashioned. Let's see. There's just too many warehouses for that. Good old-fashioned see who's casing out the places, but that was going to be almost a crapshoot.
You could literally roll the dice on that, but it would be rolling the dice.
I know that's one of those. We don't have any other better ideas, so let's go with this.
so what if we were to approach the reed sharks?
And say what?
I don't have
Join us.
a speech in mind per se, but
I
know.
like Z's idea, personally.
which is
You heard her.
no, we can't.
I know.
Well, if you want to go that direction, I do kind of have an idea, which could go very poorly.
Well, yeah, that's
Actually.
the problem. I mean, basically what I'm thinking is something along the lines of approach the reed sharks and say, you are suspected of this crime, prove you're not, or who, if you're not doing it, who do you suspect would be?
Yeah.
Because I don't think, out of character here,
Mhm.
I don't think it's them. As a player, I don't. I don't think Arch would do that.
I'm being typecast as a GM here. Oh, that's just great.
It's
It would be
too
something
simple.
stupidly complicated because it's ours. I mean, that's just what he does, Hey,
No,
go
I mean,
attack this
it's-
guy who's obviously evil. Okay, crap. We got to think about this, guys.
No, it's a really. I don't think so either, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is not like that group at all to not take
Yeah.
credit for something that's wildly successful, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it is based on what you're hearing. It's not like that for any of the blocks, especially right now, because well, you know what? Political officer, roll knowledge politics.
Now, I forgot to ask. I was going to see if I could pick a political item back there, but I don't know. It made more sense to do the geomancer thing. Anyway, a 12.
Okay, a 12 is enough to get the base info here, which is, given the current climate, any block would have to go out of its way to claim credit for everything it could, even if it didn't do it, because if they don't maintain some level of establishment or dominance, they're just going to either be swept aside, and totally ignored, or eaten by one of the other blocks. So yeah, if they were successfully stealing from the PTC under the IGA's nose, they'd be bragging about it.
So that also makes me wonder if they're not, and they're not claiming credit for it, despite the fact that they're not. Who are they afraid of to not claim credit for? I don't know. I mean, I can't really think of a better way of describing that.
No, I get what you mean. It's like there's an opportunity there, but nobody's taking it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you think we can get something out of them, we can go and try to ruffle them up a bit. But I don't really expect any cooperation, honestly.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe be diplomatic about it. Z.
Hang on. Z says, that she's taking too long to get back to the window that has Z's. Oh, did I close it? Z has lost her voice. So she starts miming it. I don't remember I used to be pretty good at miming. So she communicates in semaphore. And what she says, I forgot the question. I'm sorry. What was the question? Oh, you want her to be diplomatic. So she'll agree to be the face and lie through her teeth in order to try and get in and figure out what's going on. So she roams off to find someone in the block to get in.
Okay. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Give the NPC something to do.
And then she comes back. She's like, guys, I found someone. It's been 5 hours. I found someone.
Okay.
Unless you've got something that, you think you can do for the investigation in that 5 hours, Snarg, I got nothing else. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, I suppose I'll go back with go to the fallback thing that I had, which is essentially to, scout out some of the warehouses really quick and see if I can spot anyone perhaps casing them.
Go ahead and just... okay, I'll give you a choice. You can roll 1d20 plus awareness, or 5 d20s with no modifier.
I'll do 1d20 plus awareness.
Alright, do it to it.
Oh, bad choice. 26.
Alright, you don't actually see anyone casing anything. You spend quite a while at several spots, and there's one spot where you can see like 2 of them if you're looking really carefully. But you don't see anyone casing them, like you are, basically. Also roll stealth if you care. You don't have to stealth. You can be obvious about casing it. That has its own benefits.
No, not in this situation.
Okay.
I wish I'd rolled that for the awareness. 32.
Okay.
So that's what I did for those hours.
Guido, what are you doing for 5 hours?
I guess I'd just be reviewing what evidence there was, what history of the break-ins, locations, any clues. Just going back over the paperwork.
Okay. I'll let you do a knowledge engineering roll real quick. While you're waiting, the giant moon with the face on it gets closer and closer. Anybody?
I know, it just seems a little bit dire for a burglary.
I'm suddenly thinking of the adventures of Baron Munchausen, but I know that's not right.
No,
it's
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask, yeah. Dong.
Quick, Song of Time! Song of Time! Or, no, Song of Reversal, rather. Whatever it's called. What did you get, Guido?
37.
If you're not mistaken, and this is not your field of expertise, but I only gave it because you got over a 35. All the stuff that's been stolen, with a few exceptions, could be used in advanced alchemy, which is something that's kind of a lost art in the modern era because weaving has basically replaced the need for alchemy, and modern technology has replaced the other need for alchemy. But you've heard of alchemy. You did a few standard classes on it, very basic stuff. And you have encountered it in your adventures at least once that I'm aware of. By a certain Burun.
So me as the player, I don't remember the Burun alchemy.
It was the Burun you guys captured when you were it was your first mission for the Order. Literally your first mission. You were trying to figure out what the hell was going on in town.
Was that the thing that was down in the mine?
No. This was at Al Corinth. And
He was working in the graveyard.
I guess there was a mine there, yeah. But
Okay.
the Burun in question was working at a graveyard, doing something with alchemy. Chopped off Snarg's arm.
Okay. That was when the party was split. I was with the other half.
Well, you remember it though,
Okay.
because screw you. And
Okay.
and Snarg remembers it because he lost his arm there.
Right.
I mean, he had a new one grown, but it was pretty traumatizing, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So Z comes back, and she says, "Hey guys, I've got someone. His name is Matthew of Berserker, and he says he can go ahead and get us a bit of some info on the recharks."
Okay. Well, let's follow that up then.
Yeah.
Matthew, as you expect by his name, is a half-elf, half Banderling. Obviously chosen the Banderling clan name. And he's got, some fur coming out here and a bit of a distinctive feline-esque face. And he looks at you and says, "You guys looking to do some business with the sharks, the recharks?"
That's one way to put it.
What can I do for you?
Well, so I was kind of hoping to have a couple of minutes to talk to Snarg to figure out what exactly we were going to.
You guys
say.
have 10 minutes before Z comes back in order to discuss what you'd like to say.
Okay.
Okay.
10 minutes in character.
Right. So, I mean, how do you want to approach it? I mean, Z's going to be the diplomatic one to actually say what we indicate, but I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank as far as how to initiate the conversation.
Okay. Well, there's a couple ways we could go at it. We could go the good cop way, essentially, and be like, "Hey, just want to let you know you are targeted right here, but I don't think you did it. But we need your help to find out who did and get you out of the spotlight. Otherwise, the PTC is getting ready to crack down on you because you're pretty much the number one suspect on this list, which is true.
Okay.
And see if that works. That also has a chance of being, hey, screw you, you're just trying to do whatever. Could just try to do bad cop as well, and go in that direction. Could offer a trade of some sort where, hey, we need this information, we know who's doing it to you. We've obviously got some gold if we want to go that route. And that could potentially work.
I don't think the gold is going to work unless we get to someone higher ranking than a peon.
Perhaps, although he could be the one who gets us to that.
Right. But I don't think bribing him would be, not that we know we're going to meet Matthew yet, but I wouldn't necessarily bother with bribing a peon.
Yeah. Let me ask this: from what I know of the Recharks, are they pretty much I know they're a block,
No,
but are
that's
they
politics.
one of the more straight shooting ones, or do they have a bad reputation? And I got a 22.
22 is barely enough to get you the information that the Recharks, for the most part, have an unusual reputation in the fact that they tend to betray and not follow up on their deals, but they never do anything big or significant. Like they've never drawn a large amount of attention to themselves. So, in general, the most they will do is steal, for example, some food from a caravan that's carrying something far more valuable than that.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm asking is, do they have honor among thieves, or is that?
I kind of already answered that.
All right.
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay. Could just try to shake it out of him too.
No.
You could. Wait, hang on. Where's the text to speech? Whatever. Z says, I agree with shaking it out of him. Beep.
Tell us, where are the drugs going?
Swear to me. Oh, come on. That was a good one.
Right.
Well, so
Swear to
if
me.
they have no honor, then I think the bad cop routine would probably be
Well, how about this? We start off with the good cop thing. If they don't basically give us what they want, they say "screw you, pig" or whatever. Then just all right, had your chance.
okay. What
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what's your intimidate? Do you have
A 16 base.
right? So I'll be good cop.
What's your diplomacy, Guido?
10.
I don't know what Z's is. We'll just
It's
pretend
higher.
Z's is
She's
higher.
got like a plus 30.
No, we'll say she has a +1 to diplomacy.
21. Oh, Right.
Okay, so are you guys ready?
I think so.
Okay, so
I mean,
fast forward.
Other than I don't have actual words to say in the diplomatic.
That's fine. That's
I don't
fine.
know what to say.
So Z says, "Excuse me, sir. We were looking to get some information on the area. There's been a rash of thefts, and we were hoping to buy our way into a little bit of know-how from the streets. What do you say?" And the guy says, "Well, I'm the kind of guy who has to roll a dice here to determine what I'm saying. So in order
Natural
to-
20. Natural 20 on my diplomacy.
Oh wow. So based on what I've been thinking here, I'm actually under the underassumption that it's gonna. I mean, I don't actually know anything. I mean, I'm just a guy who watches the streets, and I'm basically telling you need to bribe me. But I'm not going to say that. This is just me telling you what his character is intimating through his body language, given the current circumstances. And Z says, of course, I have no problem bribing you, at least as long as the party members who are actually PCs right now have no problem with bribing you.
Yes, that's fine as long as he's not asking for a ludicrous amount. Which I'm
Well, the
assuming
funny
he's
thing
not.
is, he's asking for under a gold, and I mention that because that is actually important.
Okay.
So you hand over.
Wait,
Just to make it even, I'll hand over a gold.
So he's like, he looks at the gold, and he's like, he gets this surprised look on his face. He fails his keep his expression well. What can I do for you, kind Noel, sir? And he's like, all his attention is on Snarg now. What can I tell you for?
I believe this gentleman here wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, of course.
Because
I see
he
a
had a
headless
natural
arch.
20 on his diplomacy.
So,
What are you asking?
with my 33 diplomacy, I'm basically asking, like we were discussing. Right now, the PTC suspects the Reed Sharks of being behind these thefts. Obviously, the Reed Sharks are not, capable, and we're trying to track down who is. So, help us clear the Reed Shark's name.
Yeah, the Reed Sharks would never be. I mean, we do small time stuff. We can't actually steal from warehouses right now. If you guys want to roll deception, you can, by the way, for any of his answers. But there's no way we could ever have actually, taken this place. There's, I mean, PTC, IGA, we're just street thugs, We're not even. We only have 2 towns under our flock right now. I mean, come on. We like to hit the trade routes because those are less guarded. There's just troops and IGA bastards around, frickin' rockleggers. No
So-
offense, sir.
29.
29. That is enough to tell that he's lying.
Okay.
By 1. You beat him by 1.
Wow. I look at Snarg.
I didn't make it, so.
No, I'm the look.
Oh.
Silent.
Are you giving me the go ahead?
Oh, that's a good question. Are you? Is there anything else I could do for? I mean, you paid for more than one little bit of info. Surely I could help you out
Yeah.
more with that, sir. I mean,
Did you want to try again?
Just
What do you
this
mean?
means go. This means I start.
Okay.
So.
So I'm going to look at the. I'm going to look at Matthew and say, "Did you want to try that again, but this time with the truth?"
oh, sure, of course I did. And he bolts at full tilt.
Oh, can I just catch him?
Well, I was going to do a roll to see if he could manage an athletics roll to get out of reach quickly. He rolled a 4, so what happens is he runs to leap up onto, Assassin's Creed style, up onto a building, and smashes into it. And falls
Just pulled
to the
down by
ground.
the collar.
God.
The hard way, huh?
My nose. Oh, my nose. Oh.
Oh, sorry. Let me wipe that off for you.
Oh, God. Oh, help. Help.
Now, since we're not going to do it the easy way,
Guards.
maybe slam up against a building.
Oh,
You
guards. Guards, please help me. Oh, God.
You don't want to do that. Trust
I'm
me.
being attacked by some dude.
We're on the
Listen,
payroll
no.
of the guards. They will
You-
come here and they will help us beat you.
No! Oh God, I don't know nothing. I don't know
Now,
nothing, I swear.
why don't you tell this nice Lugian the
Ah,
truth?
I don't know nothing. Oh God. Please. Oh God, my nose is bleeding. I don't know nothing about nothing. Nothing.
If you want your nose to be the only thing that's bleeding, I suggest you answer our questions.
If you... And it takes him a moment to mentally process what you said because he's not that smart. But I don't want my nose to bleed. Oh, you're threatening me. Oh, that's terrible. What kind of people... You really are IGA, aren't you? Oh my God. Oh, can I at least have a tissue for my nose? Oh my God.
It'll cost you a gold.
Oh, that's mean. All right, I don't really know much. In all honesty, all I know is that the Reed Sharks, someone in the Reed Sharks is involved, and that's literally all I know.
Who?
No, you don't get it. Like the group isn't involved. Someone who was part of the blog or is part of the blog started doing something with this, and I don't know anything about anything else. I just know that there's been a lot of talk amongst our fellows about this.
And you're going to help us track them down.
I don't track. I don't have the ability to do anything. I'm a pickpocket. That's all I do. Here's your 50 gold back. Because he rolled sleight of hand earlier, nobody was gonna beat that. Or deafness, excuse me. He rolled deafness.
Oh, really? Hang on.
You got the gold back.
Oh, no, you can keep the goal. I just, because we paid that to him.
I'm a pickpocket. What do you want from me?
Are you satisfied? Or do you need to run him up and down the wall a little bit more?
No, please. Oh God.
Do I need to roll deception or something to figure out if he's...
Actually, go ahead and roll deception. I'll roll mine. Oh, I rolled good this time. Oh, I rolled last time.
What do you think
20.
about what he's doing, Z?
27.
Z rolls. I kid you not, she rolls a 1.
Well,
Automatic failure.
right.
So I got a 27.
Okay, Snarg.
I didn't even get close to that.
Guido, you are pretty sure he is telling the truth.
So you said...
This actually is hurting my real nose. Doing that.
You said there's talk amongst the block of someone that's doing this.
Well, I mean, it's just been talked about a lot lately about, who could be pulling it off, who could be pulling it off. Well, I bet it's one of our own. No, it couldn't be one of our own. Well, I don't know. It could be, because we don't keep track of everyone at the same time. And if it's not authorized, the warlord ain't gonna claim it, because there's nothing to claim. He didn't do nothing. Maybe that's why he hasn't claimed it. Maybe that's why he hasn't said anything, because he doesn't want attention. He doesn't want the IGA to just run us over, because they could just kill us all if they wanted to.
Right. That's what we're trying to avoid.
So,
Maybe you should put us in contact with the warlord.
okay, he's right over there. And he points at the marketplace, which is visible from here. And by visible, I mean it's actually down the hill a bit, or down the. You know what I mean. You're built into a mountain, or mountains. If you look down, there's this old marketplace area there, and he walks over. Come here, come here. Here, look, and he points to a another half elf. This one time, it's a half elf, half troll, who is currently at one of the stalls, just hawking his wares, just like everyone else. And you may roll deception against him yet again.
22.
22.
You believe he's telling the truth. That is the warlord of the block, that random merchant.
Well, do I know who the warlord of the block is just through my knowledge of...
Well, go ahead and roll it.
Oh, no, I guess that dice is going on the floor. 25?
You have no idea who the warlord of such an insignificant block is.
Okay. I don't even know if that's the guy. Could just be some random merchant.
I'm telling you, that's the guy. I mean, if you've already beaten me up, I'm going to have to go spend some of this gold on getting some health care. Thanks.
Well, if it's,
Oh, God.
if the Reed Sharks are taking credit for something that the Reds are doing, and the Reds find out, I'd hate to be involved with the Reed Sharks after that.
Are you saying this in character?
Yes.
Oh my god, you think the Reds are involved? The hell would the Reds want to do with this?
I'm just,
Threatening.
well,
You're just threatening me,
Yes,
that's it.
but-
You're just trying to smoke. The Reds would never do this. There's no profit. Someone would have to hire them. And who the hell's going to do that? What's the point of that? Ugh. There's the guy. Can I go, please? This really hurts.
you got anything else, Snarg?
No, I just want a minute with him.
You want... no, God, don't leave me with that null. Please. Please. I'll do almost anything.
I was going to say tip my hat, but,
Open the latch on your helmet.
yeah, knuckle my forehead.
So,
Have at.
Snarg, what are you doing to this
I'm
poor
using the minute to
innocent
mark
thief?
him.
You...
And I want to pull him close and tell me, I know your face now. If anything you've told me is a lie, I will track you down and I will take your head off.
He just starts bawling.
If you tell anyone about this, I will go down and I will take your head off.
No, I have to
Keep
tell
crying,
him.
I will take your head off.
Tell you what, I'll tell him, but I won't tell him who did it. How's that sound? Okay?
No.
I have to say who beat me up.
No, you don't, and I will heal him.
Yeah. Oh. Well, thank you. Thank you. That saves me an embarrassing story.
Mhm.
So, yeah, okay, sure, fine, whatever. I mean, whatever Stonehold or Alluvia has going on here, it's none of my business. Go do whatever, sir.
Right. And guess I'll let him go at that.
Yeah, roll knowledge politics.
Okay. 26.
It is very likely that the reason he name dropped that he's just trying to get a reaction out of you to see if you were with Stonehold or Alluvia, because those are the only two real options at this point when it comes down to it.
All right.
Because if you were with Aljalima, you'd be in uniform.
Well, we already told them who we were working with, so I'm not going to change the story now.
Okay. So he leaves quickly. The half-elf, half-troll is still down there, hanging out, selling his wares. He appears to be selling fine silks. Not Olthoi silks, not that good. Just normal silks. Imported from Collier, actually.
Do you want to approach him and see if he's actually supposedly the warlord of this block?
Well, if nothing else, I'm pretty sure Z could use a new dress.
An address. Okay.
Okay, so you head down to talk to the guy, and I think that's a good pause
Sure.
point because we're at the 2-hour part here.
Okay.
Okay.